Welcome back, returning subscribers, and welcome new viewers. This is my little corner where I love to sit down and discuss all things knit and crochet. So, it's been an interesting week. I've been quite busy. The weather has been up and down with temperatures. Here we are. Today is March 2nd already. Where did February go? Gone, but now here we're getting closer to spring, and I am so happy. The days are getting longer, and at the end of, or the beginning of next week, we will have daylight savings time. Yes, I mean, we'll lose an, we'll be springing forward. Get it right. And I'm always happy about spring forward because I have the extra daylight at the end of the day, and I love it. We lose an hour of sleep, but all worth it, I think. So how is everyone doing this week? I hope you're doing well. I am, been staying healthy and keeping myself busy, so that's a wonderful thing. I do have a finished object to share with you this week, and this is what I'm wearing. I finished this. This is the mohair shawl that I was working on, and I just used the rest of the 3 balls of mohair I had left in my stash, and now I'm completely out of mohair. It's gone up quite a bit in price, so I'm not sure when I'll be able to do another project with it. But I thought, you know, for spring, this one was very nice. It's got shades of a very pale pink, lavender, and some hand-dyed mohair, held double with a lace weight merino wool. And it's nice and light, and it's warm, and it's perfect for spring. I like to wear it as a scarf. So that's what I do. And when I wear these, this is a V-stitch, by the way. All V-stitch, started at the bottom center, and just do extra stitch at the end, working the extra V's in as you go. So it's very nice, very light, very soft, by the way. That's the mohair, making it very soft. I got my eyes on some yarn over at Woolly Yarn, and it's quite pricey. But I'm hoping maybe save a little money, be able to get some. I just would love to do a scarf in it. Excuse me, it already has the mohair in it. And from what I can tell from the description, I'm going to put a photo of that yarn here. Isn't it beautiful? It's got gray with sparkle in it. I think sequins are in there. And it's got a little rust bits in it as well. So it's very unique yarn. And I think, I don't know if 100 grams will be enough. Maybe 200 grams. Because I want a nice big wrap or shawl for summertime, early fall. So I got my eyes on that. So we'll see. So maybe for my birthday. My birthday's coming up in a little over a week. So yeah. All right. So this is the only finished object I have. A lot of things that I've got going on are whips, and I've got so many whips. I'm going to go through them all. My goal this week is to finish 2 whips before I even think of casting on or beginning anything else, knit or crochet. Plus, I learned a new skill this morning. I learned how to do Tunisian crochet from a lady that has a YouTube channel, and I will link it in my description so you can kind of check it out and work that pattern stitch for yourself. It's very unique. So I'm going to get a drink. Hold on. I got a new water bottle. I wanted a water bottle that was copper. This is all 100% copper, and it has a tight-fitting screw top because I'm always spilling my drink, you know, sometimes in the car or on me. And this I can put, you know, it says not to put like juice in there, but I've got juice and water combined, and I think it'll be fine. I don't know about hot coffee, but I don't too much put hot coffee in a thing like this anyway, so iced coffee I'm sure would be okay. But this was my little treat to myself, and I heard about the benefits of copper. I'm not affiliated with this company or anything, and I'm not even going to tell you where the company is or that. It's just a copper water bottle. So over a few hours, what happens is a little bit of the copper will go into the water, making it beneficial for your body and your immune system, I heard. So very nice, and I think it makes the water taste better. Unless it's just mind over matter. I don't know. All right. We'll get started here on whips. And I showed you this one last time. And I need to finish this. I've got a lot of yarn to go. I haven't been working on it. This is a Sophie scarf. Yes. And it's out of hand-spun alpaca. This is 100% alpaca. Straight from the animal, straight from the farm, only 7 miles from me. I'm trying to think of the name of the lady that sells the roving. If I think of it, I'll put her name mentioned here. And I'm not sure if she sells on the internet or not. I don't know. So if you're interested in getting roving from her, I can put her info here, and then you can look her up and see if she's on the internet or not. Trying to think of her name. Anyway, I purchased mine from Rod's Farm Market, which is only about 5 miles from me over there. And wonderful. Has different colors, different shades. I just bought the roving and spun it myself because the roving was a lot cheaper per se than the yarn was. So that's that, and I've got quite a bit to go, and it's gonna be quite large. I think I'm gonna make it a little bit wider, and then I'm going to start the decreases, and hopefully I can use most all of this. I see it. Well, that's my end. I wound this on my yarn winder and tried to get it without breaking. It did break a couple times, but like wool, you can just wet your fingers and felt it back together. So that's not a problem. That's not a problem. And what needle size? A US 8 on my ChiaoGoo with my little frog stitch marker, my little friend. Okay, so that's that. So Sophie scarf in the making. Set that over there. Okay, the next thing I've got going on too is kind of getting to be a languishing whip, and I need to finish it. I need to finish it. This is my granny stripe shawl. I'm using all my leftover Advent yarn. If I do not, all I have left from my Advent yarn is what's in this bowl, this vintage bowl. And if it's not enough, I'm going to pull out some scraps from over here. I don't know if you can see that or not. There we go. The last one over here. This contains all my odds and end sock yarn. So I've got a lot in there. And here was a color from the Advent that I didn't get in. So I have that to put in as well. Yep. And if you hear guitar in the background, well, that will be my son playing. I have not picked up the guitar again. I don't know. I started out in a good way, and then I just... What happens always happens. I start out for a few days, and then I get just tired of doing it, and then I'm like, nah. I'm just so much into my knit and crochet. That's my main hobby. I played guitar off and on here and there since I was about 6 years old. My mother loved to play guitar, and she could play. My son, he plays every chance he gets. So anyway, I need to finish this. This is one of the things I want to finish this coming week. I want to see it done. I'm tired of looking at it in the bowl just sitting there, and I'm just doing a granny stitch with this and just making it by adding the extra stitch at the end, and it just gets wider and wider as you go along. Started down here, just gets wider and wider, and the way it fits you is it'll drape over you very nicely. It's a nice fit. Probably can't do it because I've got the other shawl on, but it fits you very nicely. Anyway, I will show it better when it's finished. I got that going on. Okay, and the next thing is also my speech sometimes gets ahead of my brain. Yeah. All right. The next thing I want to show you is a granny stitch as well. And I'm going to pause this and I'm going to put the video in because I can't show it to you here by holding it up. You're really not going to be able to understand it. But I have cotton scraps here in likable colors that kind of go together. And I'm crocheting a ironing board cover for my ironing board, and I'm making it in a granny stitch. So I'm going to stop this and I'm going to show that to you. Oh, welcome to my laundry room, where I have a very vintage set of 1982 Maytag washer and dryer. But that's not the reason I showing you my laundry room. What I'm showing you, this is the ironing board that I was talking about in my last video. It's a pretty old one. It's very heavy. It's got this heavy metal, and this board here is stained, or not board, but this cover's got staining on it from years of use. It shrunk after I washed it one time and doesn't fit. So I am crocheting up in a granny stitch an ironing board cover that I'm going to keep on top of this. Now, I know it's got a pocket here, but we're just going to have that tucked up and under. I'm crocheting this using cotton scrap yarn, and I've just got it overhung a little bit. I'm going to work it down to the end, and then I'm going to make a tie all the way around so it cinches it up and under. So that's what I have going on. That's my ironing board, and I'm working on my ironing board cover using all 100% cotton yarn so that I can iron on top of it and I can machine wash and dry it. I'm going to have to be careful and consider shrinkage because cotton yarn does shrink, so I'm going to add a little extra length to it as I added a couple inches on each side. So that's what I wanted to show you. So yeah, that's my laundry room, a little bit of it. I didn't show you the rest, but yeah, I have vintage washer dryer from the 80s. I love my Almond Maytag washer and dryer. And my son works as a repair technician for a local appliance store, so he's able to make repairs on my set. I wouldn't give them up for the world because the way things are made today with all the technology, the computer things, everything's breaking down, and him and the guy he works with are always going out on route fixing the computer things, and they're pretty much making junk. And it's just things are not made to last like they once were. So I hold on to my washer and dryer set, and I got it years ago from a friend, and they were pretty much brand new. They were just sitting in her garage. I think she said they were only used a couple times. So yeah, had them. How long have I had that set? For about I want to say 9 years. So yeah. I don't do a lot of laundry, and the way I wash things, I just throw everything together into one load and wash one load a day, except for things that really fade or the whites. So yeah. Yeah, and okay, the on the ironing board there you saw that was the thing I'm working on, a cover for that, because the old one has staining that I can't get out. It's shrunk. It's terrible. It's terrible. And I want something to look a little bit more snazzy, a little bit nicer for the laundry room, kind of goes with things. I wasn't quite sure about the yellow at first, but my kitchen is yellow, so it kind of ties in with that. And off to the side, I didn't show you, but on the left side of the washer there would be my kitchen. There's a doorway there, and there would be my kitchen. But I'm just crocheting that up on a US size 6 crochet hook. I started at the top by making a round granny by doing 5 grannies, and then each row I would increase, to come out, and then I started making it like a hat shape. And then from there I went down a little bit, adding stitches to bring it wider. And then I stopped the hat shape and just went going back and forth with the granny row to make it even. And that's pretty much it. That's how I've got it in. I've got about maybe 12 more rows to go, maybe 14 rows, and it'll be finished. That's the second thing I want to finish this week. That and the granny striped shawl. So that's my goal. Get those 2 things finished before we even think about casting anything else on. So I've got extra colors in here. I'm not sure if I'm going to get to the pink. I don't think I will. I think I'll probably end it just by this color, which is a very neat cotton. It has all different colors in there. Yeah, and then this cone I've had for a long, long time, probably 6 years or more. Is it just a cone of dishcloth cotton? A lot of this was dishcloth cotton. This one was not. This was I Love This Cotton. That was the name of it. And then these, the Premier Just Cotton. We used to get these at the Dollar Tree back then, and they were $1. I haven't even looked over there in a long time. I don't even know if they still have this cotton over there. I should go check it out and see, because my cottons are in here, and a lot of them is Drops Cotton Light. I've got so much of Drops Cotton Light, and I really want to do something this summer to make something with it. Okay, I need another drink. It's a beautiful day today. It's supposed to be about 48 degrees and sunny. So let's see. I haven't seen any signs of robins yet or any green grass, but it's coming. It's coming. We need some rain. We are so dry over here. Very dry. We're in a drought. We haven't had any snow most of the winter except for one major snowstorm. That was all. And that was in December. Now we're gone. No snow. All right. You can probably hear the guitar in the background. Oh, he stopped now. Nope, now he's playing again. All right. The next item I want to show you here is knitted. Ooh, I got to be careful I don't knock it off my needles. Oh. That just happens sometimes with me. I should know to get my end caps before I start filming. All right. This is the My Version Ranunculus. And I've got the yoke finished. I watched part 1, part 2, and part 3. Part 3 is where I show you how to divide in for the sleeves, the stitch counts, how to go in the round. And then the rest of part 3 is how to pick up for the sleeves. Yeah, and I even show short row shaping in this. So this is very pretty. Very pretty, and I got a high neck. Let me take this off. I'm not going to try it on because I don't have it set up for the try on. When I try mine on, I like to do the double needle. The double needle because it's easy, because I do show you how to do the lifeline, and I would suggest if you're fairly a new beginner, please put in the lifeline in case it doesn't fit you and you have to go back. But I know my size. This is be my 4th one. I've given a lot of them away. And I wanted to use a 3-weight yarn. Now in my pattern on my tutorials, and they're complete tutorials from start to finish, by the way, I have them in 3 parts. I used a 3-weight this time, and my tutorial calls for a 4-weight. US size 10 knitting needle right there. And I got some yarn from Wool Warehouse, and I am using Yarnsmiths Create. This is a double knit 3-weight yarn, and let's see, 100% acrylic. Excuse me. 290 meters, 317 yards on one of these. They had this on sale. Oh, I want to say a few weeks ago. 2-3 weeks ago it was on sale. Not sure if it's on sale anymore, but you could check it out for yourself in case you're interested. I got 3 of these. This was the shade Parchment. And I love it. I wish I could try it on, but I don't have my needles in there. So this is like the ranunculus. That'd make a nice thumbnail, huh? This is like the ranunculus, similar but not the same. I call it a my version ranunculus, but the yoke is beautiful. I've got a twisted cable, kind of like a mock cable, not a full cable, a twisted cable. And then I do the braided round, and then we get into the lace and another braided round. That's pretty much it for the yoke. It's easy, not too hard. So, yeah, check it out over there. Give me a like. Give me a subscribe. Give me some views. It's gotten quite a few more since I came up with this. I think my tutorial is 2 years old, if I'm not mistaken. A little over 2 years old. So, well, anyway, I had fun with it, you know, and now I'm getting to the boring part, you know, where I'm doing the body, going down. I'm going to make this long enough. Now I'm making it long sleeve, and I think for mine, and I don't tell. He's getting louder out there, the guitar. I don't tell this on my tutorial, but I think when I get down before I do the rib so far up, I want to do this section here. I'm thinking this section here with the braided round and then the cables, or not the cables, the lace, the diamond lace, and then another braided round. Well, it's not really a diamond lace, it's just a lace. I want to do that towards the end of the body and on the sleeves as well. So yeah, that's what I got going on with that. I'm getting cold again. I'm gonna put my shawl back on. I would say my favorite shawls to make are with mohair. I would say they are. Because they're warm and comfortable yet very light. You just have to hand wash them in a Euclon wash or a Woolite. Woolite is safe for things like this as well. So, all right, enough of that. Now I'm going to get into a couple more things I've shown you. And then the last thing I'm going to show you is the Tunisian crochet. I really am having fun with that. So, okay. I decided I think I'm going to keep going with this. I was looking at it. Another shawl, yes, a 3-weight yarn. This one is Yarnsmiths Play DK. This was on sale, and I got several of these. Quite a bit, but I can make a very large shawl with it. And I'm doing a granny stitch, and then every so often just going to do 2 or 3 rows of double crochet to kind of break it up a little bit. So I've made this pattern before. This is so easy to do. So easy to do. You just start in the center and, you know, here, and then you're just going out from there. Each, you know, and the triangle gets larger and larger as you go on. Yep. What hook did I use? A 5mm hook. So I want to get back to that. I probably won't finish that this week. I can't finish everything in a week, but my goals are to finish that granny stripe shawl and hopefully finish the alpaca scarf. Okay. And the next thing I'm doing is also crochet. And I showed you this, didn't make any progress on it. It's going to be a cardigan. I got the idea for this cardigan from MJ's Off the Hook Designs. She has the long cardigan. And it was in fall colors. And hers was much prettier. The yarn was much prettier, but it was just not affordable to me. She used Mary Maxim Prism yarn and the sunset, the autumnal color shade. I'm not sure the shade color, but I got something similar, and this is autumnal, so working with that. I'll talk more about it later as I get a little bit further. It's just the collar. I'm not even finished with the yoke, so it's got a long ways to go there. All right, now for the Tunisian crochet. I seen this pop up in my subscriber feed because I'm subscribed to this lady. Her name is Nastasia. Donna Wolf from Nastasia. I'm sure you've heard of her, maybe, maybe not. Check her out. Look at this. Look at this. This is so much fun and playful. You just take scrap yarn and you make these squares, and that's very interesting because you take your hook, and I'm using my fun little plastic buoy sparkly hook. I love these acrylic hooks. They do snap, by the way, so you do go through them a lot. And you're just going along and you're picking up the thing in here. You're going down and you're picking up all these little, I'm showing you backwards, sorry. And then you just, for the fifth one here, and then just do the two back. It's a lot of fun. Oops. Yeah. And lots of split. And I will link this. I will link this down at the bottom of in my description. I will link it so you can check it out. And that's all you do. You just go back and you're just picking up loops. She shows you step by step how to do it. Now, she doesn't recommend that if you're a very new beginner crocheter, she doesn't recommend that you'll be able to do it. But if you study it enough, you might be able to figure it out. And then the last, you just slip stitch. Oh, and that's so much fun. It's kind of addictive and soothing. I'm going to be tempted. Do not pick this up. Finish what you've got. But I don't, these colors are very bright. So this is just my sampler piece. I don't know what I will do with this. It's pretty. It's pretty. It's really bright. It's too bright for me to wear, but maybe for something around the home. If I can figure out how to do a border around it would be very nice. Something colorful for spring. I'm just using leftover 3-weight yarn, acrylic yarn. I had, well, I made a pair of socks a few months back with this. They were very colorful socks, if you remember them. I just wear them to bed when it's cold. But anyway, yeah. That is so neat. That is so unique. The little tricky thing is where to start the next row, and then I decided I'm going to be weaving in my ends as I go along because I don't want all those ends all over the place and have to do that later. Yeah, I've got a lot of little samplers around the house that I do, like this here. This is a knitted sampler. Here's a sunflower granny square. When I get enough of these, I like sewing them together and making like a fun bag. Just a fun bag for, for taking along on trips or... So when I get enough, well, that's an idea. Yeah. I can make that large enough for the back side and then sew these together with the other ones I've got around the house for the front side. And then when I get the two pieces sewn together, I'm going to take each piece and hand sew a lining and then sew them together and then make a strap or whatever and make a bag. That's a good idea. I just may do that before camp comes around this summer. I love going down to camp. Every July we have a really large campground from my church, and it is such a good time in the Lord. Oh, it is so uplifting. And it's just so peaceful and beautiful down there. It's south of me, about 100 miles. And I just absolutely love it. This year will be, well, it's going to change hands. And different folks are going to be running it. The man that's running it now, he's going to be our new pastor. So from our church. So he has to move and figure all that out, but I'm sure the camp will keep going. I'm sure it will. Lord willing, it'll keep going. This will make, when I go this year, my plan is to go, and it would be the 3rd year of camp, and I absolutely love it. We get to stay in the big dorms, bunk beds, and the whole thing, and it's all air conditioned, and so, it's nice. I'm not out in the elements camping, although I have. That's fun, too. Sometimes I like camping and just setting up a tent, and as long as I have electric, I'm good. If I can plug into electric anywhere, I'm fine. So anyway, yeah, that's going to be a fun adventure. So, well, I've talked long enough, and I just want to tell you to all have a wonderful week and stay healthy and don't get any spring fevers. Just be patient. Spring's just around the corner. So with that being said, all of you take care. Please give this a thumbs up, share if you would like to share, and consider subscribing if you have not subscribed yet. I'm here every week for you, and I love to show you how to do things, and I make tutorials from time to time. I will link again the tutorial for my version, Ranunculus, in my description, as well as Nastasia's Tunisian crochet. So with that being said, all of you take care, have a wonderful week, and I will see you again on the next podcast. Bye, friends.